Hello and welcome to Things I Watched this month and what I thought of those things this month. It's August and let's just get on with those things, shall we? I started this month by watching Game Night, and at the risk of losing all my viewers before we even start, I like this film. It's good. It's a good film.
Guys, make sure you get a piece of this cheese. It's just...
First one that follows us gets shot.
Okay, roger that. You drive safe.
It's written by Mark Perez and it's directed by John Francis Daly and Jonathan Goldstein. It's got these people in it, and then these guys, and these guys, and then this guy's in it, and they're all the people that are in the story is about one group of people who all love the same thing. That's right, you got it, game night. So this guy, who thinks he's cooler than this guy, sets up an incredibly over-the-top murder mystery game night thing, and lol, it all goes wrong. Or does it? Well, that's the fun. A lot of the editing style and transitions reminded me of a young Matthew Vaughn, but the overall feel is more that of a Ruben Fleischer movie. But you know, like a good Ruben Fleischer movie. The movie starts in quite an expositional manner, but quickly dives into its fairly creative plot and packs in enough twists and turns to keep it entertaining. The stylistic decisions show that people really actually cared about making this movie. There's a great tracking shot halfway through, if you're into that sort of thing, and there's a rather amusing running joke about glass tables that kept me chortling. Also, there's this guy, who for about 20 minutes I was convinced was Matt Damon in prosthetics. It's not. I looked it up. So yeah, Game Night. I like this. I'm gonna give it 3 pawns. It's a 3-pawn movie. Let's move on.
You having a good time?
Yes.
Great, because next I watched Uncut Gems and this film. I started watching this film at about 11:30 at night, and my god, by the end of it I was almost having heart palpitations. This film is like hard drugs. Both the direction and the acting are on fire, like fucking feisty, and the story is designed perfectly to keep you on the edge of your seat the whole way through. This is a very good film. It's made by the Safdie brothers, who I like because they have a dedication to realism and clearly a very deep knowledge of film. It stars Adam Sandler, who I'm going to come back to, Idina Menzel, who gives such a grounded performance in the brief appearance she makes that it took me by surprise. It's got Kevin Garnett, who I didn't even know could act but does an incredible job. It's not hammy, the lines are delivered nonchalantly, and he's able to fit in with the other major actors in the film. We've got Lakeith Stanfield playing this asshole, and he's great. We got Mike Francesca playing your typical bookkeeper, also The Weeknd, but my favourite supporting character was this guy. Eric Bogerson plays Arno and does most of the performance through his eyes. Honestly, this guy's eyes alone deserve an Oscar. I'm not being weird or anything, he just had a fantastic ability to give such a vivid insight into this character's reasonings and emotions just through his eyes alone, and I loved it. This movie is mainly about money. People getting money, giving money away, losing it, betting it. Money, money, money! I don't want to tell you too much about the story because I want you all to watch it, but the reason it's so tense is mainly because our lead character is a gambling addicted jewelry store owner who just cannot seem to stop making bad decisions.
I disagree.
Adam Sandler plays Howard Ratner and is honestly incredible. I know this movie came out a while back and I'm only just jumping on the bandwagon now, but it's true what you hear. This guy's performance is so transformative. About 20 minutes into the film I went downstairs for snacks and my brother asked me how the film was. Then he asked me how Adam Sandler was and I was like, oh yeah, it's Adam Sandler. It takes all of 10 minutes to stop seeing Adam Sandler and see the character he's playing. It's a really good performance, and I'm just gonna say it, it's upsetting he wasn't nominated because he really deserved it.
Please. Give me another shot.
If you haven't seen this film, watch it. The whole ensemble is great, the music by Daniel Lopatin just further pushes us towards the edge, and I give immediate bonus points to any film that uses Billy Joel in their soundtrack. So Uncut Gems, easy decision. Gonna give it 5 big old diamonds, which when you think about it is pretty fucking mega and shows just how completely arbitrary this scoring system is going to be. Next! Okay, so next I watched Atonement, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't really think I enjoyed this movie that much. It's a period drama, and I normally tend to have a problem with the pacing of period dramas, though this movie uses time in an interesting fashion to tell its story. It's based on something called a book by Ian McEwan, and it's directed by Joe Wright. It stars James That's My Boy and Keira Knightley, but to be honest, neither of these people are worth talking about because the major powerhouse performance in this movie comes from Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse Ronan is 13 years old in this film. 13! and acts better than most actors I've seen in their 20s. The performance she gives at that age is so confident, so genuine, and it's just fucking boggling. If you were gonna watch this movie for any reason, it's for her performance. 13 years old. Mad. So basically, James McAvoy is a little hornbug and he writes a sexy letter for Keira Knightley because Snapchat's not a thing yet. So she's into it, they start smooching, but Saoirse Ronan's character gets completely the wrong end of the stick, and because of something that happened between her friend and creepy Cumberbatch, she gets McAvoy sent away. Now look, I didn't hate this film. I really enjoyed the use of time jumps to retell moments from different characters' perspectives, and the cinematography was really beautiful, but the story just didn't seem to be on the same level. I think that the way the story was told ended up being far more interesting than anything that was happening plot-wise. Once again, there's an incredible tracking shot, this one lasting like 7 minutes and is breathtaking, and the music by Dario Marianelli won the Oscar and is gorgeous. They unfortunately have to recast Saoirse Ronan's part halfway through for an older version of the part, and it's a real shame. So Atonement, yeah. There's a surprise towards the end which I will admit caught me off guard, but I actually really liked it, as controversial as it is. But I'm just going to give this film 2.5 Centre letters, and that's mostly for Saoirse's performance. What we got? Oh, boom! I May Destroy You. Weren't expecting that, were you? Thought we were just doing films and then boom, a TV show. That's the sort of thrills you can expect here every month. I May Destroy You is a breath of fresh air. This show is fantastic. It's a show of the times, and it's hopefully a sign for the future. Pre-warning that the themes explored in this show are heavy, but they're important to discuss, and they hit hard in the world we live in today, and they do it in a way that isn't preachy or in your face. Michaela Cole created this show based on an experience in her life, and manages to write several beautifully told stories that all share the same amount of dedication and passion. We follow Cole's character Arabella as she tries to rebuild her life after being raped. Now there's something Michaela Cole does, and maybe it's just me, but I always felt like she wasn't truly present amongst all the other characters. Now obviously this is common after experiencing such a trauma, but I believe she takes it a step further and almost makes it like she made the choice to almost half act, like always remain one step out of feel with the other actors. I don't know, like I think it cleverly puts you in the shoes of her character and lets you, as an onlooker, experience what is happening with the character. Yeah, something like that. Whatever it was an incredible performance. The supporting cast are second to none, mostly helped by Cole's generosity to each and every storyline. We've got Arabella's best friend and aspiring actor Terry. We've got Biagio, Arabella's Italian lover boy and drug dealer. All these people are great, by the way. I could spend hours describing what's fantastic about each and every one of them and their performances, but I just don't have the time. We've got the untrustworthy Simon, and then we got one of my favourite characters, Kwame. Michaela Cole writes a storyline for Kwame that is so beautiful that it's hard to think about the show and not think about it on par with Arabella's journey. Also, there's this guy, Ben, who even though his story is small, Michaela Cole made sure just to give it as much respect as the rest. If you watch one show this year that isn't Chernobyl, watch this. I kept coming back, I couldn't get enough. Obviously it's a full series and I could go on and on, but I won't. There were thousands of ways the story could have ended, and needless to say, I was satisfied by the end. I May Destroy You gets 5 buds, and it damn well deserves them.
I just had sex. I'm about to eat nachos! It's the greatest moment of my life!
Alright, what if? I've seen this film before, but there's no rule saying I can't watch something I've already seen. I'm just not going to spend a lot of time on it. That being said, I love this film. It's sweet, it's inventive, it's just so fucking cute. It's love in all forms. The dialogue has just enough stupidity in it to make it funny while still remaining real. They're talking about pooping and finger blasting, but it's all just played so haphazardly. It's slapstick, it's clever, and it's cute. Did I mention that it was cute? It's got Daniel Radcliffe in it, who's being Daniel Radcliffe. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being Daniel Radcliffe. I like Daniel Radcliffe. It's got Zoe Kazan, who's great. It's got Adam Driver, who ever since Marriage Story I've got a huge appreciation for. I've got a huge appreciation for. It's got Meghan Markle, it's got Mackenzie Davis, and it's got Rafe Spall in it. The story is basically about Daniel Radcliffe, who's just he doesn't know what he wants to be. He's a pessimist or he's a romantic. He doesn't know. Anyway, he meets Zoe Kazan's character, who has a boyfriend, and they decide to Just be friends. Rafe Spall, Zoe's boyfriend, is obviously wary of Steal Yo Girl Radcliffe and does not like him. I mean, the guy is trying to steal your girl. Daniel Radcliffe is great in this movie. He's playing your typical everyman. Whilst everyone else is being silly, he grounds the story and plays the reliable narrator. I like the music choices for this film, and I'm a big fan of the way it's shot and the creative choices used to give the story spectacle. I like Zoe Kazan. I think she gives a giving performance, even if the character has flaws. But there is one thing I did notice about this film. There is not a line spoken by a person of colour anywhere in this film. And I just think in this day and age, it's not good enough. It never was, but we can do better. You know? I'm just saying. So what if? I'm gonna give it 3.5 hearts because it's so goddamn cute. Moving out.
Of course, I'm an excellent driver.
You know how to drive?
Yeah.
Next, I watched Rain Man. It won Best Actor, Best Director, Best Picture, and Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars. So yeah, that's something. It's a Barry Levinson film and it stars Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. The film was made back when Tom Cruise actually acted in his films, and this one is one of his best. He delivers his character arc nicely, and he does so using more than one emotion, so yep. Dustin Hoffman is also fantastic in this movie and deserves all the praise he's given, but I'll come back to that. So basically Tom Cruise's dad dies and Tom's like, yeah, give me all that money. But this guy is in charge of all the money and he's like, nah. He also tells Tom Cruise that Dustin Hoffman is his brother, who he never knew about. Ooh, scandalous. So Tom takes Dustin Hoffman away and the film is about these guys trying to get him back whilst they develop a truly lovely bond as brothers. Obviously there's the Vegas scene, but it literally takes up 10 minutes of the movie. Whilst this movie is a really touching story about two brothers reconnecting after years of never knowing each other, I just think that if Dustin Hoffman's character was played by an actor who actually had autism, it would be so much more powerful. It would be a full and titular character in a film with a disability that other children who were born the same could look up to. Dustin Hoffman's really good. I'm not saying he isn't. I just wanted to say that. Rain Man. I like the direction, it's a strong script, it gets 4 playing cards from me. You've been reviewed!
Sporty fucking Spice, what's she up to?
I don't know.
And baby, not even page 6 of the Daily Mail. You see, when they're apart, they're absolute fucking rubbish. But you put them together, they're the goddamn fucking Spice Girls. The point is, we need each other, or we're fucking dead in the water.
Jesus, he gives the worst pep talks.
He really does.
The Boys! Yeah, that's right, we're doing another TV show. Fucking sue me. I'm gonna preface this with the fact that I really thought this show was gonna be shit. Like, I thought this was just gonna be another shitty superhero story with nothing new to offer me. But I was wrong. This show is great. Flawed? Maybe. But great. It's created by so many people you know. Seth Rogen's involved, some people who did Breaking Bad are involved in it, and it's based on a comic book by Garth Ennis. Whilst this show is essentially a superhero story, it uses its R rating to tackle meaty themes amongst this world. The superheroes here are more like celebrities. They attend press conferences, they're in movies, and they generally have a more marketable lifestyle than most regular superheroes. The Boys centers around Huey, whose girlfriend is tragically killed in an event involving a superhero. So he teams up with Butcher, and with the help of Frenchie and Mother's Milk, they aim to take down the superhero industry controlled by the corporate entity that is Vought. I thought for a show called The Boys that this show was going to be extremely crude and sexist and just trash, but it really surprised me. Whilst I would have liked more of the storyline surrounding Starlight and Queen Maeve, the show tackles the female power struggle amongst the business world, sexual assault, and many other themes through these characters. And this guy, right here, yeah, this guy, he's a fucking psychopath. The relationship between him and Elizabeth Shue's character is just, it's weird. I think this show strikes a nice balance between the story being funny and actually having worth. There's a scene involving a plane that is honestly traumatic when you strip back all the comedic tones, and the morality behind everything that happens within this world is certainly curious. The cast are great, all settling in nicely to the unique tone this series is trying to create, and I'm excited to see where season 2 goes. Also, Billy Joel is a major theme in this show, so boom, 1,000,000 points. Trillions of points. Whatever number is above 1,000,000 and then 1,000,000,000,000 of points. So yo, the boys, I'm gonna give this film 4 bombs. If I thought really hard about it, I could probably give it 4.5, but then again, if I thought really hard about it, I could probably also give it 3.5, so let's just leave it at 4. What's next? Okay, moving quickly on, I watched the Lego Movie next. I've seen this many times before. I love this film, so we're just gonna bash straight through it. It's created by Phil Lord and... Well, it's not, I mean, it's Lego. It's Lego, but then the movie is created by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who you'll know because they made Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. If you haven't seen those films, just watch those films because they're great. They were also involved with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so they're really good creatives. We got Chris Pratt, Will Ferrell, Elizabeth Banks, Will Arnett, we got Morgan Freeman, Liam Neeson, we got a whole bunch of fucking people. Honestly, we've got so many people in this movie. Alison Brie's in this movie, Charlie Day's in this movie, we got Channing Tatum playing Superman, and we got Jonah Hill playing the Green Lantern, and it's great because Jonah Hill wants to be friends with Channing Tatum, and Channing Tatum's like, nah, I don't want to be your friend, meh. The reason this film is so great is because it truly thought about what the fans would want, and what the fans want is a film that is made entirely out of Lego. Everything is made out of Lego. The sea is fantastic, the fire is fantastic. They do their best to try to make everything they can out of Lego. Otherwise, I suppose it wouldn't be a Lego movie. Basically, Will Ferrell plays President Mr. Evil. What was his name? Will Ferrell plays a bad guy and he wants to take over the city on a day he's calling Taco Tuesday. But Chris Pratt found the one thing that can stop him, and now he's gonna try and stop him. Even though he's just a measly old construction worker, he's gonna try.
That is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Let me handle this. That idea is just the worst.
So basically, Morgan Freeman and Elizabeth Banks try to teach him how to become a master builder so that they can stop President Business. There it is, President fucking Business. This is a great movie. I'm not going to go on about it. It's got a really nice surprise in it, and it's just full of a lot of heart, and it's got some great performances, even though they're all Lego. Just this is a great 4 bricks. We're giving it 4 bricks. Let's go on. Lady Gaga was supposed to be singing over this bit, but I got copyright claim, so I'm off the deep end. Watch as I dive in. I'll never meet the ground. I'm so sorry. Again, I've seen this film before, but this time I went to see it in a drive-in cinema, which was just, it was just bliss. As Bradley Cooper's directorial debut, it's a strong platform to build his career off. Bradley Cooper clearly made the choice to cast Sam Elliott as his brother long before he started developing his own character, because my god does he do a dead-on impression of Sam's accent. Both of them are great, however they seem to be in the habit of just fucking scattering curse words wherever they damn well felt. Lady Gaga, who plays Ally, an aspiring singer who meets world-famous Bradley Cooper, is incredible in this film. She easily makes the switch from singer to actor and delivers an astoundingly honest performance. Not only does she get to show off her singing ability, I feel this story is so close to home for her that it lets her fully engage her emotions for this role. I obviously like the music in this film. It stands alone as a fantastic album, and the way the music is used right in the film's last moments is deeply touching. Dave Chappelle is also in this movie, just being all chill and great. I like the way Bradley Cooper has decided to shoot this film. I noticed that when it comes to Lady Gaga, he loves a close-up, but when he's shooting himself, he tends to keep the camera at a distance. But I mean, like, wouldn't you? Well, I mean, no, not if I look like Bradley Cooper. The story is heartbreaking, a real tear-jerker. If I didn't say that so robotically, people might believe me. The story is heartbreaking. It's a real tear-jerker, and both performers have you rooting for a better life for them. I do think that the film is 20 minutes too long, and unfortunately a lot of the stuff you can cut is the stuff with Sam Elliott, but hey, it's Bradley's first attempt. Cut the kid some slack. I'm gonna give A Star Is Born 4.5 music notes. You'll love it. So there we go, there you have it. Those are the things that I watched this month being August, and those were the things. If you like this, give this subscribe. Nah, I don't care. Do what you want with this video. I mean, like, play it for your nan or take it to your daughter's christening and play it over the loudspeaker. I don't care. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, I'll see you next month. Woo!